At 30, I was the youngest executive on the management committee of a major bank, on track to run the whole place by 40. Then my company merged with Bank of America, and within months I was out. No gold watch, no parachute, no severance. That was the day I stopped believing the story I'd built my whole life on. Work hard, stay loyal, and the company takes care of you. It's a myth. And if you're betting your future on it the way I was, it's costing you the exact security you think you already have. So here's what you'll get. My story of getting blindsided after years of climbing the corporate ladder. The real math on why your 401k probably won't be enough. And why real estate isn't the passive cash machine everyone swears it is. This is chapter 2 of my book, Own Your Life. Let me back up because I never saw it coming. And the reason I didn't is the same reason most people don't see theirs. I grew up believing in the climb the ladder approach, and I was good at it. By 30, I was deputy to the vice chairman of Security Pacific Bank. I just survived stage 3 terminal cancer, lost 60 pounds, lost my hair, came back thinking life owed me a win. I bought a second home in Palm Desert so I could golf with the CEO on weekends. I was dead certain I'd make CEO by 40. Now here's what I missed. I was running that corporate job alongside real estate investing on the side, and the real estate was making me more money than my executive title ever did. I read that as proof I was smarter and worked harder than everyone else. What it actually proved was that my wealth was coming from what I owned, and the paycheck had almost nothing to do with it. I just wasn't ready to hear that yet. Then the late 90s real estate and banking crisis hit. My company merged with Bank of America in a 50-50 deal. I figured I sat high enough on the ladder to keep my seat. I was wrong. Bank of America had their own rising stars, and within months I was gone. That's the day I stopped believing that working hard and staying loyal means the company takes care of you. And that's just the first myth you've been sold. You're planning around myths. Here's the real problem, and it's probably yours too. Most people are planning their entire financial future around ideas that sound smart and fall apart the second you put weight on them. Look at where that's gotten us. Only 41% of Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. Over half of working adults say they're behind on retirement, and 35% say they're way behind. Nearly half of households have nothing saved for retirement at all. 4 out of 5 of us agree we're in a retirement crisis, and 55% fear they'll never be financially secure. On top of all that, only about half of workers even like their jobs, and 83% say work is a major source of stress. This isn't your fault. You've been doing the best you can with bad information. So let me walk you through the myths that are actually running your money. Because until you can name them, they keep making your decisions for you. Myth 1, your corporate job will take care of you. It won't, and betting on it is more dangerous now than it has ever been. AI is moving into the workforce fast. McKinsey estimates up to 50% of jobs could be automated by 2045. And this one should stop you cold. Of the 20 biggest Fortune 500 companies in 2000, only 6 are still on that list today. GE, Cisco, Intel, AOL, gone or fallen off. 70% of them dropped off. If the biggest companies in the world can't hold their seat, the security you think your job hands you is running on borrowed time. Myth 2, real estate investing is your ticket to passive income. I believed that one too, and it cost me. I bought a townhome to rent out, figured it would basically run itself. Within a month, I was spending 5 hours a week chasing late payments and fielding complaints. Then the repairs started. I sold it after 9 months, and once commissions and expenses cleared, I had lost money. And that's the small version. Residential real estate historically returns about 7% a year, and it's leveraged 60 to 70%, which cuts both ways. When rates jumped from near 0 to over 5% on 10-year treasuries in 9 months across 2023 and 2024, my partners and I lost more than $25 million in equity in a single year on apartment properties. I've made millions in real estate. I've also lost millions. I personally lost $308 million in the 2008 crash alone, when my partner Lehman Brothers went bankrupt. So the next time someone calls real estate passive, ask them who takes the 2 a.m. call when the pipe bursts. Now compare that to owning a small business. Put $100,000 down on a business earning $200,000 a year, financed with seller and bank debt, and that's a 33% return on your cash from day one with none of the tenant headaches. Myth 3, you're too old to start. Tell that to the data. I just bought another plumbing business, and I'm on track to close on an HVAC business next month. A study out of MIT, Wharton, and the U.S. Census Bureau found the average age of the founders behind America's fastest growing startups was 45. not 25. Founders at 50 were nearly twice as likely to build a top 0.1% growth company as founders at 30. And more than 90% of Warren Buffett's $100 billion plus net worth came after he turned 65. The years you're writing off as too late are the exact ones the data says are your best. Myth 4. Your 401k will be enough. Run the actual numbers with me because this is where the gap gets scary. Say you have $250,000 in a 401k at age 50, growing at the historical 7% average. 15 years later at 65, you are sitting on just under $700,000. Sounds fine, until you factor in inflation, taxes, and how long retirement actually lasts now. Most people need $1.5 to $2 million to retire comfortably. So the 401k leaves you $1 million short. And you find that out at the age when it's hardest to fix. Now put that same money to work differently. A small business generating a 25 to 33% return isn't a fantasy figure. The Stanford Search Fund study puts the real historical average at 32.6% IRR. $100,000 at 7% becomes about $196,000 in 10 years. At 30%, that same $100,000 becomes $1,378,585. That is a difference of over $1.1 million on identical starting capital. Myths 5, 6, and 7 I'll knock down fast because these are the excuses I hear most. Owning a business is just too hard. I can't own a business I don't know anything about. It takes millions of dollars. None of them survive 5 minutes of scrutiny. I own a plumbing company that covers half of Massachusetts and the entire Atlanta metro market. Do I know how to snake a drain? No. Do I need to? Absolutely not. Most business owners don't do the technical work. They hire the people who do. What you bring is leadership, judgment, and the ability to read a P&L. And 94% of businesses in America do less than $1 million in revenue, which is exactly the range private equity won't touch because it's too small for them. That gap is your opening. This book is about businesses in the $500,000 to $2 million range, funded with SBA loans, seller financing, and investor partners, not your life savings. 8. The biggest myth. 90% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. It gets repeated everywhere. It's also wrong. The actual Bureau of Labor Statistics data from 2024 shows about 20% fail in the first year, 50% within 5 years, and 65% within 10. And that number lumps together two completely different things. Brand new startups and businesses you acquire that already have 10 years of history and proven product market fit behind them. A profitable business with real paying customers is a completely different bet than someone with an idea and a spare bedroom. Same word, totally different risk. I'm Michael Crow's AI avatar, the real Michael's out closing deals. If this helped, share it and subscribe, then drop a comment with your take. Michael reads every comment himself.